may mga panukala po na lagyan na ng water cannon yung mga vessel natin na pumapalaot. Will you give the go signal on that, sir?
No. What we are doing is defending. So no, that is not something that's in the plan.
Mismong mga Chino'y nagulat nang biglang sabihin ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos di daw gaganti sa China ang Pilipinas. Base sa balitang kumakalat, may plano si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kaya nasabing di daw gaganti sa China ang Pilipinas. Hayaan nyo silang magsimula, hayaan nyo silang unang umatake, aantay tayong silang magsimula ng gera.
今年初，中方通过外交渠道同非西部军区反复商谈，达成仁爱礁运补新模式。新模式在2月2日菲方运补中实施一次后，又被菲方抛弃。菲方的有关言论、上述谅解和共识，旨在管控分歧，避免冲突，建立互信，维护仁爱礁海域的和平稳定。中方敦促菲方遵守国际交往基本准则，尊重事实，信守承诺，停止侵权挑衅，切实回到通过对话协商从中方妥处分歧的正确轨道。
Pero tila pagpapanggap lang pala ito ni BBM sa China dahil sa kabila ng pagsasabi niyang hindi tayo handa, nasa Lawag City pala, pinagbobomba ang mga kunwaring barko. Ganito palang pwedeng mangyari sa China. Hindi kasi nagdalawang isip ang Amerika, pasabugin lahat ng papasok ditong barko, tinuruan pa nila mismo ang Pilipinas.
We have an obligation to our countries to train together, to interoperate. So Bala-Catan has been, key maritime terrain, both the securing of that and the defense of that. It's been sea control, it's been maritime strike. So all those missions that are designed to deliver in accordance with the Mutual Defense Treaty, 72, coming up on 73 years old right now. We honor that. That means a lot to us. So protecting the Philippine sovereignty. Again, we don't do this for any third party. We don't do this for messaging. We do this to create interoperability, to create readiness, to create integration on such capabilities as being able to command and control, sense the battle space, employ fires, move about, practice littoral mobility, multinodal littoral mobility, all those things that we've planned in this exercise. So there's no significance to this location. Bala-Catan 39 has focused on everything from key maritime terrain, both the taking of that and the defense of that, which you just saw today, to maritime strikes and to conducting sea control.
The exercise that we had is within the complexity that would raise our expertise and the competence of our soldiers to better serve you. Rest assured that your AFP will serve you 24/7. Certainly, there were improvements now compared to last year and the past 38 years. We have talked with our partner here, General Cederholm, how we would develop the next Bala-Catan exercises.
Samantala, pikon naman si Defense Secretary Gibo dito sa kasinungalingan ng Chinese Embassy. Dapat kasuhan na tong si Ambassador Wang Silian. Di nga nakipagkasundo sa inyo ang NSC.
Ano ang detalye nito, ADG? Ano ang reaksyon ng NSC dito?
Yun nga partner, hindi matapos-tapos itong fake news and disinformation na nanggagaling sa Chinese Embassy. Kahapon nagpalabas ng pahayag si National Security Advisor Eduardo Anyo na in his words, this is ludicrous, it's absurd, it's preposterous. Kasi ngayon naman ang sinasabi, may kasunduan daw with the current administration. In particular, may mga kausap daw sila, di umano. And we categorically state na wala po tayong ipinapasok na kung anumang informal or formal na mga kasunduang ganito because the National Security Council and National Security Advisor Eduardo Anyo will never put the national interest on the line. Kasi the moment kasi partner na pumasok ka sa ganitong klaseng kasunduan, this may later on be seen by China as an acquiescence or a agreement or acceptance of their claim. Sinabi ni NSA Ed Año kahapon na yes, nag-courtesy call sa akin yung Chinese ambassador early at the start of his term, last year pa ito, no? At beyond that, wala nang meeting with anyone or with any person that purportedly represents the Chinese embassy. So insofar as the National Security Council is concerned, kahit ano pang paulit-ulit na pagdadawit ng China or the Chinese embassy dito sa mga kasunduang ito, wala pong saysay yan kasi hindi po yan totoo. This is pure and clearly fake news on the part of the Chinese embassy. In fact, sa inis ni Secretary Año, sabi niya kahapon, this will be the last time he will ever speak about this issue. So kahit ano pang ipalabas ng China na kesyo ano, he will not comment anymore because he does not want to be a party to fake news and disinformation. Unang-una, that question should be answered by the Armed Forces of the Philippines, not by the NSC kasi ang pinaparatangan dito yung Armed Forces, no? But suffice it to say na, well, kung totoo nga na merong mga pag-uusap, baka naman ang kausap nila tenyente or kapitan, di ba?
Oo.
Yeah.
At saka baka small talk lang. Or...
Baka small talk lang, kung meron man. So, it's difficult for us to speculate. Pero, kahit sino man ang kausap nila, kung yung kausap nila ay wala namang authority coming from the president to enter into this internal understanding or common understanding, wala din pong saysay yan. In other words, wala pong linabag ang ating bansa na any form of arrangement because there was no arrangement in the first place. Again, that is a question that should be answered by the armed forces kung iimbestigahan nila. Pero insofar as the National Security Council is concerned, we see no reason why we should investigate Vice Admiral Carlos kasi wala ngang ganung agreement na nangyari, no? I don't think there is any cause for the investigation because this narrative coming from China is simply there to create dissent and sow disinformation sa ating mga kababayan. Vice Admiral Carlos is a bemedaled member of the Philippine Navy. If I'm not mistaken, sa Annapolis pag-graduate yan. He's one of the more senior Philippine Navy officials. And kawawa naman siya at dinadawit siya dito sa mga insinuations, fake stories, and fake news and disinformation coming from the Chinese embassy. Kung si Vice Admiral Carlos entered into some sort of arrangement, bakit siya iwa-water cannon ng ganun? At bakit nasugatan pa, no? It doesn't, pag pinagdikit-dikit mo talaga yung storya, it unravels eh. So it's really it's really a tragedy na nadadawit yung pangalan ni Vice Admiral Carlos dito.
Alright, tanong pa rin ni Chino Gaston, does the AFP really consider this as part of the so-called cognitive domain warfare?
For the National Security Council, yes, we consider this as part of cognitive warfare. Cognitive warfare kasi is part of the different types of warfare. There's land, there's sea, there's air, but there's the information or cognitive warfare. Ito yung sinasabi ni Sun Tzu, di ba? You wait for the right time and you deal a blow with the enemy without really fighting. So, how do you do that? Yung moral, pabababain mo, you will create rumors na kesyo ganito, na hindi kayo handa, na mas malakas yung kalaban, na pag nagkaroon ng gera, matatalo naman kayo kasi ganito. These types are important in warfare. And yes, we consider this as cognitive warfare because the ultimate objective of this is political coercion. It seeks to advance a political objective, which is what? To weaken the resolve of the Philippines in asserting our rights in the West Philippine Sea.
Ngayon, ikaw, bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.